Hey, this is Tom Nash, and I really didn't want to make this video, but I absolutely have no choice. I feel like it's my responsibility as the voice of the Palantir investing community to make sure everybody stays on track. And right now, I'm seeing a lot of concerning things from the community. Now look, I'm not about to sit here and make a bearish Palantir video. That's not going to happen. This ain't it. I'm insanely bullish about Palantir long term. I'm very excited about the potential of this company. This is not going to be me being bearish about Palantir. If you're hoping for that, forget about it. That's not going to happen. However, I am going to be covering a lot of important things that nobody in the community really wants to talk about. Unpleasant things. Things like risk management. Things like euphoria. Things that hurt your click-through rate on YouTube. Things that don't generate any money for the YouTube creators but are insanely important for the investors. And that is my ultimate responsibility. I'm not here to generate clicks and views. I'm here to serve the community. Now look, over the past 11 months, Palantir has gone up by 300%. But if you think, sitting here right now, that it's going to double again in the next month, by the end of the year, you are delusional. It's not going to happen. You're not going to get rich quick off of Palantir stock. It's not going to happen. Now, what I'm seeing right now is absolutely insane. I'm literally seeing the same creators who have been riding the clout train when Palantir was down, when it was fashionable to take shots at Palantir, who have called me out literally multiple times, made some money off of it, by the way, calling me out for being bullish on Palantir. Now completely flip-flopping like a winner schnitzel, talking about how Palantir is the #1 stock. The same people. Now, the reason that they're doing that is the same reason now you're being bombarded by euphoric, bullish Palantir content all over social media, because these creators have figured out that is easy money. They can get a lot of clicks, a lot of views, a lot of advertising money off of you clicking on Palantir hype videos. They don't care about your financial future. They don't care if you get screwed. They only want to make the money from these ads. That's how this world works. Now, I'm here to set the record straight. I don't care about clicks and views and none of this stuff. So don't click nothing, don't smash nothing, don't buy nothing. Just listen to me carefully here. Now, Peter Lynch is famous for saying it is never too late to buy a good stock. That, in my mind, is probably one of his best quotes of all time, right? However, it doesn't mean you have to become euphoric. It doesn't mean you have to try and time the market, chase a stock, create panic, buy before it runs up too fast, and all this crap that I'm seeing right now. Palantir is up 300% this year. Relax. And if you think that Palantir is the next Microsoft, well, I share your sentiment. But here's the thing. While using this Microsoft comparison to say, well, Palantir is in the same trajectory, Microsoft, since going public back in 1986, has doubled 9 times, and every time it doubled, people kept saying it's overvalued and all that stuff. That is all true, 100%. Microsoft doubled 9 times since 1986. It has proven all the naysayers wrong. All the people who have said it's overvalued have been proven wrong. But here's the thing. Number one, it happened over time. Since 1986 until 2024, it's been a long time. And number two, Palantir, being the next Microsoft, is not going to be immune from price drops and from crashes. And neither was Microsoft. In fact, Microsoft crashed 60% in the dot-com bubble. 60%. Back in 2008, when the market tanked, it dropped 45%. And in the latest pandemic crash, it dropped 30%. So if you think that Palantir is just going to go through the stratosphere in a straight line upwards, even Microsoft, the holy grail, the one that we're talking about as the comparable for Palantir, even that had a 60% crash, a 45% crash, and a 30% crash in its existence. Even though all of this is true, you have to understand, those who stayed became champions. Those who stayed the course made the big money. Those who jumped in and out, they're the ones who got screwed. Now, how does it have to do with the fact that right now we're seeing all of this hype, all of this euphoria? Look, right now, there's a lot of manipulation in the market. A lot of media outlets, a lot of social media influencers are essentially pushing Palantir down your throat, telling you how the current valuation is justified and how everything right now is peachy. It's a chef's kiss. Best stock ever. Buy now. All of this is done for clicks, for attention, because they know Everybody's excited about the stock. They don't care about what happens to your financial future. They just want you to click and watch their stuff. Now, here's the thing. Palantir in the short term is a lot like a kid on a sugar rush. If you give a kid who's under 10 years old a chocolate bar, you know exactly what's going to happen. Chaos, unpredictable, unbridled insanity. There's no way to know what's going to happen. Which chairs are going to be flying, which television sets are going to be broken, what's going to happen in the next few hours. It's complete pandemonium, insanity, unpredictable chaos. But at some point, that kid, as unpredictable as it is, that kid is going to drop to the floor and take a long-ass nap, which we've all seen before. The sugar rush ends. The current sugar rush right now is the beginning of that chocolate bar taking effect. The market is going through frenzy, euphoria. Everybody is flipping about the stock. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. At some point, this kid on the sugar rush is going to take a long-ass nap. And a lot of people who will be jumping on this at $70, at $60, at whatever the current price is, YOLOing into this market, mortgaging their home, going lump sum into the market right now, buying every single Palantir share they can, they're going to get screwed. I promise you that. But guess what? As much as the market, and Palantir specifically is a very, very volatile stock, is like a sugar rush-based kid in the short term, guess what? If you look at the stock long term, Palantir is not going to behave like a kid. If you look at the stock long term, 10, 15 years, then the stock is going to behave like an accountant. It's crazy to think, I know. But if you look at a stock in 6, 12, 18 months, that's a child on the sugar rush. If you look at a stock at the 15-year period, that is a CPA. Now, guess what? The CPA is going to do only what's right. The CPA is going to make the right calculation, the responsible decisions. At the end of the day, there's a reason for that saying. In the long term, time is the best friend of a great business. The flip side of it, that in the short term, crazy stuff can happen. If a stock runs up like crazy, it's bound to correct. It's bound to punish the people who are trying to get in on it quick. Get rich quick always ends up with this garbage results. Do not play stupid games. You will be winning stupid prizes, I promise you. Now, allow me to explain the right way to look at this. Because, as an example, I just had this exchange on social media with somebody who was saying, well, Tom, you were telling us to be cautious about Palantir stock when it was $17. And I said, yes, of course I did. I told you to be careful at 17, at 18, at 19, at 20, 21, 22. We can go all the way to $70. Every step of the way, I told you be careful. And the reason is very, very simple, because you cannot time the market. You never know when the top and when the bottom is. It is impossible to predict what a sugar rush kid is going to do in the next 45 minutes. It is impossible to predict. Why would you try? Palantir happened to run 300% of the past year. Great. Was there a financial model there who could have predicted that? No, it is absolute insanity. So this is the right way to do it. Please listen to me carefully here. If you are a Palantir bull, please listen to me, because I'm about to explain the responsible way to invest in Palantir in this boiling hot market. Think about two investors, a cautious investor and a daring investor, right? The cautious investor and the daring investor start buying Palantir in 2020 on the DPO, the direct public offering, right? And they buy $100 every week, no matter what. $100 no matter what. Now, the cautious investor, every time the stock drops 20%, stops buying. In fact, he actually sells his entire position. And he doesn't start buying again $100 per week until the stock rises again. Now, the daring investor is going to do the opposite. He says, look, I'm going to buy $100 every week, but if the stock drops 20%, I'm going to be buying $200 every week until the stock climbs back up again. And every time it's going to drop, I'm going to double my buying per week. The one who sells out because of fear, the cautious guy, since 2020 until now, in 4 years plus, his return is 40%. Not bad at all. Not bad, right? The problem is that the daring investor has actually made 218% in that exact time. 220% versus 40%. All by doubling down when the stock is bad. Now, why am I telling you this? Because the stock is up right now, so it's not relevant, right? Well, there's a lesson to be learned here. As much as this double down DCA system works when the stock goes south, when the price drops 20% below the 52-week high, And as much as it helps you to make 220% versus 40% for the cautious investors, it also works in the other side. If you look at Palantir stock right now, and you're looking at this massive euphoria, and you're saying, well, look, I'm long-term bullish about the stock, but the stock is absolutely going insane. What the hell is going on? The way to control this is not to stop buying Palantir. The way to control this is not to sell your Palantir shares. It's none of these things. Forget about it. The way to control this is to understand that you absolutely do not know how long this euphoric cycle can continue. You do not know. You have no idea how long can this go for. None. Might go on for another year, might end tomorrow. You don't know. Those who tell you stories about little charts on the graphs and this garbage. Fucking bullshit. So if you don't know, this is what you do. If the stock is running up too hot, you can slow down. If you're buying $100 every week, and now the stock is up 20% above the last point 30 days ago, then you slow down instead of $150. And as long as your stock is up 20% or more over the past 30 days, you buy at half speed. And essentially, you continue to buy at half speed every time you go in and you say 30 days, 20%, you're at half speed. The moment it drops to 19% and less for the past 30 days, you can speed up again to your normal dollar cost average. As much as you speed up when the stock drops, you can slow down when the stock rises. When the insanity starts, you can slow down. As long as you dollar cost average at all times, you speed up when it drops and you slow down when it pops, you'll be fine. That's the whole story. I know people have made 700% on the stock since the IPO. Yes, if you lump sum into the stock at $10, you're up 700%. But how many people have done this? How many actual people have done this? Maybe there are a few out there. I'm sure there are. But the vast majority, it's not going to work for. It's very, very hard to time the exact pinpoint moment when the stock is at the bottom and when it's at the top. Because some may sell right now. They may, 70 is too high, I may sell. Maybe it drops, but what if it doesn't? What if you sell at 70 and it goes to 90? Obviously, if it drops, you're the king, right? But if it goes to 90, what do you do then? You buy back at 90, you sell at 70. No, you're going to wait. Then it goes to 120. Then you're locked out of the market. You're clueless. You're flying blind. Why? Why even engage in this asinine activity? Just DCA at all times. If the stock is up 20% or more over the past 30 days, slow down to half speed. You shouldn't be calling peaks and bottoms. Now, the takeaway is not that I'm being bearish about the stock. Not at all. I'm not. I'm just very cautious about the hype. It's a huge difference. I just am okay with admitting that I don't know where the top and the bottom is. The market loves to overreact. Social media influencers love to make money off of these overreactions. You have to separate the business from the noise, folks. Focus on yourself, on your financial situation. Understand that this is all noise, short-term noise. It's a kid on a sugar rush. Long-term Palantir is incredible. Incredible. Slow DCA over the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years. Only way. You're running a marathon, folks. There's no need to rush. There's no need to panic. Keep on running at the same pace. And as always, I'd love for you guys to join my academy. Obviously, that's not for everyone. There's a lot of options out there to educate yourself. I get it. If you're interested, if you find me somebody you want to learn from, join the academy. Check it out. I'd love to have you there. Patreon.com/Tom Nash. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one and be careful. Bye.